All right, we'll go ahead and continue our media availabilities today. We're here with our race winner, Connor Zilisch. Congratulations. This is race win number 4 for you. Can you tell us what it means to win number 4 in here at Dover?
Yeah, it's awesome. I wish we could have run all the laps, but we were in the right spot when it counted, and that's all that matters. So really cool to get number 4, number 99 for JRM, one more to 100. So really hoping I can do that next weekend. That'd be really cool. But regardless, super proud of the entire Junior Motorsports team. All of us have been, lights out the last 2-3 months, and we've had the cars to beat everywhere we've gone. So definitely makes my job as a driver fun, and I don't really play a role in setting up the cars and making them go fast, but it sure is fun when the team can do that for you and provide you cars that are capable of winning every week.
Awesome. We'll go ahead and open up for questions. If you have one, please raise your hand and we'll get a mic over to you. We'll start here with Cole, and then we'll go to Trenton, and then we'll go in the back.
Congrats, Connor. So series leading, 4th win for you. JRM now has 11 on the season. What's it been like to be a part of this speed and success in 2025 for this team?
Yeah, it's incredible. I feel very fortunate, first of all, that I had the opportunity to even race for JRM in the first place. It's not very common for a kid with 1 year of ARCA experience to go straight to the Xfinity Series. So definitely kudos to them for believing in me, trusting me, and giving me the opportunity to race in the number 88 for JRM. That's a high standard to be held to, and I'm glad that I've been able to have those finishes to back it up and make them proud. But there's still a long way to go in the season. So very excited for the rest of the year. We've been firing on all cylinders the last, like I said, 2 or 3 months, and makes my job fun.
And if last night was celebrating with some strawberry lemonade and a cookie, what's tonight going to look like for celebrating?
Man, I don't know. Whatever Jesse lets me order. But regardless, I definitely enjoyed that cookie skillet yesterday, and I sure did sweat it off. I've never sweat so much in a day. It was so humid today. It was crazy, and you should be glad you didn't have to go to that garage where Victory Lane was. Oh, my gosh. It was like a sauna. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here with you guys. Hope you guys are doing well today. I know the rain's horrible, but it was really cool to get to experience today.
Cool. We'll go to Trenton.
I have a couple for you, Connor. Trenton Walsh from frontstretch.com. First one being is, now that you have a couple wins on the ovals, do you feel like maybe the field may validate you as a driver more than just a road racer, that you're an all-around good driver and you're a threat to win this championship?
Yeah, I've always hated the term road course ringer. I don't want to be a ringer. I want to be a guy who can show up anywhere and win, and I'm doing my best to try and prove that. But still, I have a long way to go with my learning processes, and I've even just from February to today, I'm a completely different driver. I don't, personally, I don't feel like it, but clearly the results are showing it, and I just feel way more comfortable. I don't have any nerves when I show up to the track. I get in my car on pit road before the race, and it feels like any other race to me, and I think that's what's important. I've the beginning of the year, I was so nervous. I was like, man, I got to do so well. I got to perform, and when I just kind of stopped caring so much, I started running better, and I think that's very hard to do. It's very hard to get over those nerves, but when you're able to, it certainly makes a difference. So I don't think people look at me one way or another. I think as competition, we all see each other and respect each other as talented race car drivers, and I hope guys see me like that as well.
My second one is, I asked Justin Allgaier earlier about you being the younger driver and how he's like the veteran. What is it, and what it's like having you on the team in the shop? What is it like having him in the shop as a teammate, as a mentor, a veteran on the JRM team who's done it all?
What did he say about me?
Oh, he said he loves having you on the team. He feels like he's like the dad.
Yeah, he's like a dad to us. I mean, he's so valuable to our team, and I don't think we would be doing as well as we are right now. I don't think our cars would be as fast. I don't think, he's just such an asset to a team with the experience that he has, and in meetings every Monday, he almost directs the show, and as an 18-year-old, I've only sat in 10 post-race meetings before, and a guy like him who has 20 years of experience or close to it in the sport, I learned so much just listening to him and being around him, and having him as a mentor is really cool. And he's an open book, which is rare for guys that are so competitive in this sport. Guys will try and hide their secrets or hide what they're doing, and he's a guy I feel like I can go to and be open and honest with, and he'll be open and honest back to me, and I think it really elevates our entire team.
We'll go right back there to the left, and then in the middle, and then down here to Reed.
I'm Chopper Motorsports Today. First off, congrats on the win, Connor. So it was only a little over a year ago when you won right here at ARCA, and it was your first oval event win in general. So now, looking back, does this feel like a full circle moment? Has that set in? And regardless, did you ever think you'd be at this point in your career only 16 months later?
No, I did not think I'd get here this quick. And if someone asked me earlier, they said, did you expect to have 4 wins this year? And I said, if someone told me I had 4 wins in November, I would have been beyond myself. And to have 4 wins in, what is it? It's not even my birthday. It's July 19th. So, to have 4 wins this early in the year is really cool. And it's so cool to come here and win where I won my first ARCA race. That was kind of the start of everything for me. I wrecked a guy to do it, and I didn't do it the way I wanted to, but a lot's changed since then. I feel I'm a completely different person. Life has taken a 180. I've gotten opportunities I never thought I'd get, and it's definitely cool to be sitting here again. What is it? A year and 2 months after, or whatever it is after. It's full circle for sure. And I'm very blessed to be doing what I'm doing. Justin Marks, Chevrolet, they took a chance on me, right? I was really a nobody when I got signed to Trackhouse. I had won, some late model races and some Trans Am races, but Justin believed in me and put his, word where his mouth was. And I think without him, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Without Chevrolet, I wouldn't be sitting here today. And I'm just very, very glad that all the things fell into the places that they did.
And now just looking very recently, in the last 8 races since you've come back from your back injury, your average finish is 2.2. So you kind of touched on it a little bit already, but what else could be done, if anything, to be able to keep the momentum going, but also be able to maintain a level head?
I think just continuing to show up to these racetracks that are new to me and being prepared. I feel like that's the biggest thing, honestly. I'm very fortunate to have Josh Wise, who's a huge mentor to me and a guy I go to with any question, whether it's, asking about racing or asking about home life or, whatever it may be. He's just a guy that I can go to and talk to. And, for every kid out there, it's so important to have a guy like that you can just trust and lean on. And, I think he's a big part of why I'm so successful right now, and I sit in his pre-race meetings every Thursday, and I feel like I just show up for practice, and I know what to do. I have a practice plan every week. I know what to do for qualifying. I know where to restart. I know what to do on restarts. I know how to where to put my car as the run goes on. I feel very prepared every time I show up to the racetrack, and for a guy who's never been to these places, that's really important.
Appreciate it. Congrats again.
And we'll go right next to you.
Tim Moore Motorsports Today. Connor, I want to look big picture for you real quick. After this race, you're now 56 points behind Justin. With 6 races left, do you think the regular season championship is still a possibility?
56 points is a lot, especially when you're racing against Justin Allgaier. It's going to be hard to make that up with him being the points leader, but I would never say never. But yeah, he would need to have very bad luck, and I would need to continue this crazy streak that I'm on, and both of those things are probably unlikely. So I'll keep doing what I'm doing and try and do my best, but I don't think that's going to be end game, for me. If I don't win the regular season championship, I really wish I could have done better at the super speedways earlier this year, because if I did that, it would be a different ball game right now. So it's, you can look back and say, man, I wish I could have done this or that, but it's all led to me being in the spot where I am today, and learning those lessons was valuable, regardless of whether I thought so or not in the moment.
And Connor, with your win today, now it's 12 straight wins for Chevrolet in the Xfinity Series, a brand new record. Just how special has it been for you to be a part of the process with Chevrolet and your relationship and playing a role in what's been a very, very successful season for a manufacturer?
Yeah, it's been incredible. And I remember the first day that I talked to Josh Wise, I was 15 maybe at a go-kart track, and Kyle Larson was racing a go-kart, and I was trying to help him, and I met Josh through Kyle, and he took me to lunch one day and said, hey, we're trying to start this Chevrolet driver program, and we want you to be a part of it. And at the time, I was hoping to make it into Toyota's program or find a way into NASCAR somehow, and he came to me with that, and I said, man, this is all I got. So I put my faith in him. I didn't sign a contract. I said, he said, if you trust me, I trust you, and he's had my back since that day. So it's really cool to be able to share this with Chevrolet, and there's no other manufacturer I'd want to be with at this point, and just the amount of support support they've shown me, whether it be, the people or just it's been a great relationship for me to everybody under the Chevrolet banner. So, really cool to get that stat for them. And the Chevrolets have been dominant this year, and it's been really cool to be a part of that.
We'll come down here to Reed and then all the way in the back.
Reed Spencer with the NASCAR Wire. Almirola appeared to have the best long-run car in the race. Had the race restarted with 66 to go, did you have a plan to counter his strength in that respect?
I think it would have been very hard to pass. The restart would have been very important, but I think we were very even. I just struggled a little bit more in traffic than he did. He could get through traffic a little better, and it's always a little tougher as the leader, being the first guy to catch those lap cars, because at that point they're trying to stay on their lap and not giving it to you as easy. But by the time the second place guy comes around, it's more so I have nothing to gain by holding you up. So it's always tougher getting through lap traffic as the leader. But I feel like the two of us were very, very even on speed. He beat me by 100th here, and I'd beat him by 100th there, and he definitely had a little bit on me in the long run. But what he had on the long run, I kind of set the gap on the short run. So it was just a bit of a cat and mouse game, and I wish we could have seen it play out, but it's cool to have Miles here, so thanks to the rain.
We'll go ahead in the back.
Brooke from BNR Racing. Butterbean took his Miles trophy to Waffle House. Are you going to take your Miles trophy anywhere today?
Maybe I'll go get another cookie skillet, but I don't know. I have a brother of his at home, so maybe I'll take him home and let him have a play date. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure where this guy's going to go. I got one on he's the only trophy. His brother is the only trophy that's in my room. So I don't know if he's going to make it or not. Xfinity is a little cooler than ARCA, I guess. But regardless, these trophies are pretty awesome. So I'll take him wherever we go tonight. But I don't know where that's going to be.
We'll go ahead in the back in the green shirt, and then down here to Cole.
Connor, you were running the top 5 in stage 1, and then early in stage 2 you took the lead and never looked back. Do you feel like those adjustments you made after stage 1 are what gave you the lead, or do you feel like you were just trapped in the dirty air there in stage 1?
I definitely think the adjustments were a huge part of it, and I was really struggling in stage 1 to make any speed. I was very loose and just didn't have a lot of lateral grip, and I told Marty that, and he made the right adjustments and gave me a car that was capable of winning the race, and that's how it's been all year. We've had some tracks where we've shown up and struggled, but no matter what, I feel like he's done a really good job understanding me, and it's taken some time. It's not easy, with a rookie driver and a crew chief who's never worked with me before to understand, what every driver has a scale. 3 numbers loose to one driver isn't 3 numbers loose to the other driver. And he's had to learn, and I've had to learn, and I feel like we've gotten to a point where I can tell him what I need, and he gets it very close in one swing. So he did a good job with adjustments in stage 1, and like you saw in stage 2, we were the winning car after those adjustments, and I didn't have that in stage 1. So kudos to him.
Go ahead, Cole.
Connor, I've been asking drivers all day. I'm curious. I know it's not your first Miles, but how cool is it to take one of these things home? Is it like one of the more sought-after trophies as a young driver in the sport? Like, how cool is it to win one of these things? Yeah, it's awesome. I when I got it last year, it was probably the coolest trophy I had, except for my Rolex, and I think my Rolex still takes the cake on that one. But this was a close second, I think, and just to have 2 of them is even cooler. I don't know what I'm going to do with 2 of them. Hopefully, I can make a baby with 2 of them and have a 3rd one. But yeah, these trophies are awesome, and hopefully I'll get some more in the years to come.
We'll go ahead in the back.
Technical winner of the pony finish, Connor here on your right. Last year when you won here in the ARCA East race at Dover, it was a little bit cooler. Obviously, I know the race ended in the sun, but today, for the most half of the race before the rain rolled in, it was blistering hot on the racetrack. And I just want to ask you, what were the differences? I know 2 completely different cars, but if you can gauge from last time, like the weather conditions affecting the overall grip of the racetrack and the overall heat inside the race car.
Yeah, it's very different. The ARCA car to the Xfinity car is a huge jump. It's a lot less downforce, more power. Last year I was glued to the racetrack, just wrapping the bottom, and today it was, you're moving around the racetrack, and the car is sideways. The rubber's laying down a lot more. So it's just a completely different race, and I kind of learned as the race went on, but, felt like I got to a spot where I got pretty comfortable just running the bottom and didn't feel like I had to move around quite yet. And I think if the third stage would have run green, that would have changed. But I'm fortunate I didn't have to learn on the fly on that one. But come back next time, and it's going to be a different story. So it definitely changed a lot throughout the race, and was much different than my race here last year. But that's kind of what I prepared for, and I knew that coming into the race.
Any other questions for Connor?
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Congrats on your win.